Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the DFS Express presented by Loudmouth MMA and MMAtoday.com. I am your host, the DFS Sniper, here to talk UFC 217. The main event is Michael Bisping versus Georges St-Pierre, GSP and Bisping from Madison Square Garden. Before we get started, please give me a follow on Twitter at the DFS Sniper. Make sure and give this episode a thumbs up wherever you are watching and listening. And brand new, we have launched a DFS Hub on MMA Today's website. You can go to mma-today.com/DFS Hub. You could be watching this video there. There's other content there, some paid content, some free content, there to help you succeed on DraftKings. If this is your first time listening to the Express, we're going to go through every fight in the card, DraftKings specific picks, all in about 10 minutes. I have about 9 minutes left, so let's get into the fights. Bisping versus St-Pierre. Both guys are 8,100 on DraftKings. I lean Bisping because there are too many unknowns with GSP. If anybody tells you they know for sure what kind of GSP we're getting, they're just guessing. They're lying and they're just guessing, and that really throws a wrench into everything when you're trying to analyze this fight. 4 years off, GSP had stepped away because he was having concussion issues, memory issues. Bisping is also should have a strength advantage. 185-pound champions. GSP is bigger now, but he was a 170-pounder. All those red flags just make me lean towards make me lean towards Bisping and away from GSP at 8,100. But both guys, I think, are probably in play for cash games. Garbrandt 8,300 versus TJ Dillashaw 7,900. I like Garbrandt in this one. Also lots of odds value. That's going to be a theme of this episode because DraftKings released the salaries early. Before some of the lines, we have some serious value to be had in prices versus odds. And while that's not the case with Garbrandt, because that's just been a huge line shift, you do get value here at minus 180. Dillashaw's only chance is to get some of these reactive takedowns and beat Garbrandt up on the ground. I think just Cody's too fast. He's gonna land something, too much power. And I really think it's going to be an early knockout or a Dominic Cruz type exhibition where Garbrandt just dances around. His movement's too good. Don't think Dillashaw is going to be able to do much. So Garbrandt's the better play at 8,300. Joanna champion, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, 9,200 versus Rose Namajunas, 7,000. You have to go with Joanna. 9,200, lands tons of strikes, 5-round fight. The one path to victory for Rose is if she gets this fight to the clinch and gets a takedown. I don't think she does. JJ's the better play, 9,200, and there's lots of odds value in this card where you can fit her in a lineup. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, 8,600 versus Jorge Masvidal, 7,600. I'm leaning towards Masvidal. Even if you want to pick Thompson outright, Masvidal becomes the better DraftKings play because Thompson is just the slow type of point fighter. He's, even in a win, not going to rack up a ton of points. I think Masvidal is going to get this in boxing range and could beat Thompson on the feet, or he held his own with Damian Maia on the ground. He could look for a takedown. He has multiple paths to victory. That makes me lean towards Jorge Masvidal as the pick and clearly the better DraftKings play. Paulo Borrachina, 8,900 versus Johnny Hendricks, 7,300. Borrachina is going to be super popular. Johnny Hendricks is going to get swarmed and probably knocked out in the first round, first minute. Borrachina is going to come at him, guns a-blazing. I think he gets it done. The worry in this fight is that if he doesn't, Borrachina showed in the Bamboze fight he has terrible cardio. If this goes into the second round, it's probably Hendricks' fight to win at that point. I don't think it gets there. I think Borrachina is the better play, and he should score a lot of points with the early knockdown. But I'm throwing out there, if this starts round 2, Hendricks is a wrestler, strong wrestling background, good cardio, it'll be a problem. But Borrachina is the pick at 8,900. Irish Joe Duffy, 8,500. James Vick, 7,700. I like James Vick here. Joe Duffy was taken down by Reza Madadi. And Duffy reversed the position. He won't be able to do that against Vick. Vick is good on the ground, has some sneaky chokes. I also think Vick is going to bring pressure in the stand-up. Duffy's a little more technical, he's a tri-star guy, but the pressure is really interesting in that I think it could throw Duffy off his game. Vick is going to move forward, maybe, and could look for a takedown off of his forward pressure. I like James Vick at 7,700. Walt Harris, Mark Godbeer, 8,800 for Harris, 7,400 for Godbeer. We've talked about this fight in the past, the rebooking from that weird card that got canceled, or the fight got canceled. Harris went up to fight for Doom after Derek Lewis pulled out and got armbarred. Harris should walk through Godbeer 8,800. I think he goes a little under-owned in GPPs because Bohashina is right there at 8,900. Kutalaba, who we'll get to, is in that range. JJ, I think Harris could get some sneaky low ownership. He should beat up Godbeer. The worry in this fight is that it becomes a slow-paced boxing match, but Harris should just be better as long as he's willing to pull the trigger. I think he knocks out Godbeer. Ovin St. Peru, 9,000. Corey Anderson, 7,200. Here's some odds value. Corey Anderson's only plus 140, and he is 7,200 on DraftKings. This is both. Neither guy has good wins on the resume. OSP coming off the Okami fight, which was just weird, and anytime either of these two guys faces someone good, they seem to lose. OSP split decision lost to Ozdemir. You could say he won, but you can throw all that out and just look at the style. I think Corey Anderson can get OSP down, use his wrestling control in there, and I like the price at 7,200. I think he's much more interesting than OSP at 9,000. The worry for him is the chin. He was just knocked unconscious by Jimmy Manuel with a huge left. So if Anderson's chin is still there, I think he used his wrestling to take down OSP, and at the very least, he is the better DraftKings play at 7,200. Mickey Gall, 8,400. Randy Brown, 7,800. Randy Brown presents the odds value here at minus, I think, no, he's still the underdog at plus 100. A lot of sharps on Randy Brown. Mickey Gall has fought a bunch of nobodies. I get that. I'm having a hard time seeing it with Randy Brown. I'm in the minority. Randy Brown's going to be super, super popular. There's your warning. I think Randy Brown throws a lot of naked leg kicks and leaves himself to be taken down by Mickey Gall. These guys have trained together for whatever that's worth. We've seen that produce some weird fights. I'm going to lean Mickey Gall in GPPs because I think he's going to go really under-owned. I think most people are going to be on Brown. So I'm going to go contrarian here and take Mickey Gall. Alexei Olenek, 8,200. Curtis Blades, 8,000. Here's your biggest odds value play of the card. Curtis Blades is minus 400. Some spots I think I saw minus 500. Against Olenek, he's 8,000. He's the play all day. Olenek gasses. Blades has takedowns. I don't think Olenek's any good. I've heard people back Olenek. Not me, not buying it. Curtis Blades, 8,000. Iwan Kutalaba, 9,100. Mikhail Olelenshik, 7,100. I'm sorry, I know I butchered that name. He is coming in. He's replacing Antigolov on short notice. He's been hit on the regional scene. He's been dropped, and then he takes advantage of guys who gasses. Kutalaba, different level, runs through the guy. I would play Kutalaba everywhere at 9,100. Ayman Zahabi, 8,700. Ricardo Ramos, 7,500. Again, we'll finish it off with the theme of the episode, odds value. Ramos, 7,500, minus 185. If you're an odds value person, you have to play him. Zahabi is a tri-star point fighter. Didn't look great his last time out. I think Ramos brings enough forward pressure and enough tools to pay off his price, and he's the pick at 7,500. So as we do every week, we're going to build a sample lineup. We're going to go with a cash game build this week. It is relatively straightforward. I'm probably going to build a very chalky lineup. I'm going to build a lineup based on odds value. It's a solid strategy for cash games. You want to get in as many favorites. It may put the odds in your favor as much as possible. So the biggest odds value plays on this card, I'm going to sort by salary. It's just easy for me to find. Curtis Blades, 8,000. He's like a minus 4 or 500 favorite. I'll lock him in. Same thing with Ricardo Ramos, 7,500. He's a minus 185 favorite. He's a strong cash game play at the price. Now we've saved a lot of salary already, 8,600. We're going to look to pay up somewhere. There's a bunch of places you can go. I wonder if it'll work. We're going to put in Bohashina, Kutalaba, and Joanna Champion, and that leaves us with 7,300. That's probably a bit too much. You could put in Corey Anderson. I think you might be getting a little cute there. There is some odds value, but I'm going to take out. I'm going to take out Bohashina because if it's first round or bust with him, I think Kutalaba and Joanna are much safer. Bohashina is pretty safe too, but we're splitting hairs here. If I take him out, we have 8,100 a fighter. If you want to, you can stack the main event. It will not harm you. I will not fault you for that. So that's one cash game bill we've just done. Blades, Ramos, Bisbing, and St. Pierre. Stacking the main event and cash games is the fine strategy. Kutalaba and Joanna Champion. If you're not a fan of stacking the main event, you could also, by the way, stack the co-main. But if you want to just put in Cody Garbrandt, that's good. And you can then get Randy Brown or James Vick. Most people are going to take Brown here. That's another safe lineup. So that lineup would be Blades, Ramos, Cutelaba, Johanna, Garbrandt, and Brown. I'm going to take out Brown and go with James Vick just based on following my stream throughout this video. So there's a few cash game builds we've just done for you. I hope you guys enjoy UFC 217. Again, please give this episode a thumbs up. Subscribe to me, to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter. Support MMAtoday.com/DFS Hub. Enjoy the DraftKings contest. Enjoy UFC 217. And I will see you next week.